On this week's episode, we talk about The Man from Toronto.
Yeah, the new Netflix movie with Kevin Hart and Wood Harrelson.
And a lot of other pop culture news from the week. Okay, so new Netflix film, like he said, starring Kevin Hart, Woody Harrelson, has a couple of great things going for it. First, we've got like murder for hire, super elite assassin heist stuff on the one hand, which is great. And then just this like surefire, never fails comedic trope of mistaken identity. And that's basically this film. And it's great. It's so fun.
Yeah. Kevin Hart, Woody Harrelson on this Netflix. It's not the first Kevin Hart Netflix movie, is it? I think it is. I don't know. Remember. Anyways, it's fun. Mm-hmm. It has, murder, mob, crime elements, and it's a buddy cop type of movie.
Unlikely friendship.
Yeah, even though they are not cops, barely
buddies.
Very unlikely. On IMDb, it's funny because on IMDb has a note on the trivia section and says that it says something like, "This movie has nothing similar with this other movie," but it's like, why you have to say that, right? Because it has.
Yeah.
And the movie in question is The Whole 9 Yards, I think that's what it's called. Is one that Matthew Perry is a neighbor of this big mob guy, Bruce Willis. They actually did a movie. So it's the unlikely friendship with a criminal, super criminal, and a regular guy.
Mm-hmm. An extremely regular guy.
Yeah. This one is a dreamer. He wants to, get there. He wants to sell his ideas. In the beginning of the movie, not spoiling, is he exposing some of those ideas. And, well, identities are mistaken, and they're going to have to deal with this with the Man from Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. My only beef with the film is that he's from Toronto, but he always says Toronto. Everybody says Toronto. And nobody from Toronto says Toronto. They say Toronto or Toronto.
But he is from Toronto? Is it a fact?
No, but I'm like if he's going to call himself the Man from Toronto, he should say Toronto, right?
I'm from Toronto, eh?
Fair enough.
He doesn't have any accent.
Fair enough. But that's just how fun this movie is. It's fun, it's light, it's nothing groundbreaking, but they just deliver some really solid things. This is a great performance for Kevin Hart. I'm pretty sure like half his lines are made up. Like they had like the script and then he just starts riffing, and it's a lot of fun. They're a good duo. There's some sweet like family romantic stuff going on. There's, the fun mystery side of things, the whole heist thing, some cool, fun action fight stuff. It's a really fun movie. Not a family movie, but a really fun, light weekend, let's forget about the world and just laugh for a bit movie. Yeah,
it's funny. It has a good cast. These two, Kelly Kuoko pops
That's right.
up. Also, I guess that's it, right? Nobody else.
She was the big surprise. Yeah.
Anyways, everybody else does a terrific job.
Yeah.
It's fun. I don't see them making more, but maybe that's not the goal. Who I'm kidding? It's Hollywood. They always want to make more. If something makes money, they're gonna milk it until it dries.
And they could. I mean, we've got The Man from Toronto. Maybe we could have The Man from Vancouver, or The Man from a city that I can't think of. The Man from Dublin, or The Man from Liechtenstein. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of cities.
Yeah,
sure. A lot of men.
Yeah, but I don't know. You know that movie with Ryan Reynolds, The Bodyguard, The Hitman's Bodyguard?
Yeah.
That movie was so good that it left you wanting more.
Yes.
And they did more.
Yeah.
They did a second
They
one.
really
And,
did.
and there's rumors that they're going to do another one, which would be the Hitman's Bodyguard, wife, baby, something like that. Anyways, this one is fun, but it's not the one that's like, oh, I want more. I think it's okay.
Yeah. But like if they made another one, we'd probably watch it.
Yeah.
Eventually. I don't know.
Anyways, The Man from Toronto, it's on Netflix for you to watch. A fun fact about the movie, not spoiling, or spoiling if you mind those things. The movie takes place in many different parts of the world, but they shot everything pretty much in Toronto.
Yeah, or in Ontario at least.
On the area.
Yeah.
So they go to where is it? They go to
Milton, some of like the lake.
No,
country.
out of the country. They go to
out of the country.
Virginia, and then there's a somewhere in the Asia. Where'd they go?
Did they go somewhere?
Yeah. Oh wow, you're paying attention.
No, they visited Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah. Oh, didn't they go somewhere in Asia too?
No, I think that was something different we watched.
Yeah.
I don't think they traveled that far.
Yeah, but anyways, and there's other people in other places, and Miami, Utah.
Yeah.
It's all in Canada. So yeah, and there's some other special effects and some other things that's like were kind of cheap. It works, but if you have a eye, there's a little bit, more open, like mine. It's like, hey, that guy's not that guy.
Yeah, no, there's a couple moments like that. I lived in Ontario for a while, so I kept forgetting that this was taking place in Virginia. I kept thinking like, oh yeah, this is Ontario. Good old Ontario. Man from Toronto. We're in Ontario. Nope. And then they're like, we're going to go to DC. And I was like, geez, that's a bit of a drive. Anyway, but it's fun. And like we said, like this is tried and true. Nothing groundbreaking here whatsoever. But I feel like there's a place for that kind of film. Sometimes you need that. Like this will be funny and it will make me laugh. And since so much of the world is just trash, we need a chance to escape, and this fulfills that role really nicely. So
yeah, okay, Man from Toronto, available on Netflix. You should check it. It's light, it's fun, it's enjoyable. Yeah, we recommend.
Yes, we also recommend again going to see Top Gun Maverick. This film is incredible, and audiences agree because they just hit a pretty big milestone at the box office.
Yeah, 1 billion.
That's right, billion with B, folks.
Yeah, it it beat Light Years and Dinosaurs. It beat Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
and it's in the top. It's actually about to beat Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight on the box office.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the movie is a huge success.
And it totally deserves it.
Proven that people want to be entertained. People don't want to be preached. They want to have good, wholesome fun. And even if those fun means what some people, I'm not saying that, what some people calling machos, misogynistic, toxic masculinity.
This film was none of that. This was the best masculinity.
But there's still people accusing the movie of that.
Okay, well they're wrong. I had a whole conversation with my father about this actually.
Yeah.
How this is like this was really good aspects.
Yeah.
Like masculinity, the traditional masculinity, but shown in like really good ways, and how that can be.
But that's a problem. When it has traditionally, it's like for a whole half of people out there, it's bad. Anyways, it's a good movie for a good message.
Yeah.
It's intense. It's entertaining.
It's so well made. It's so well made.
Well made. And people want that. They want fun stuff. They want fun, well made stuff to be entertained. And it's breaking everybody else because go broke, and this one is the total opposite. And it's a proof in concept. People are going watch and again and recommending the families. That's a phenomenon that makes a movie successful. And
And why Doctor Strange was like had a really good opening box office weekend, and then just didn't perform much after that because it didn't have. So when a movie continues to do well, it's because people are loving it and talking about it and going back to seeing it and telling everybody else to see it.
Yeah. It's the movie that makes you laugh and makes you feel good or feel bad. It has all together.
Yeah.
There, you know.
And I cried. I was like, I'm pretty sure I left like finger marks on my armrest, like the suspense in some moments. It's a really just solid film. I like it better than the original. It was so good. And I'd like to see more like that.
Tom Cruise, 1 billion movie club, and yeah. So well done to all of them. All right, we've seen some trailers for some new stuff coming. First is a new series called The Resort, starring Cristin Milioti and William Jackson Harper. Yeah, it's about a missing person, a dead person in a resort, and they're gonna investigate that. It has like White Lotus vibes, but in this case, they're more active because they're gonna investigate. They're not just tourists. And yeah, it looks interesting. It's a Paramount, no, it's Peacock. It's a Peacock show, and we'll see.
Yeah, it's coming out July 28th. When I was looking up the trailers, they keep talking about it as a dark comedy. The trailer just looks dark. So, but we know that Cristin Milioti and as the mother and from Made for Love she's got comedy chops, but also does the dark thing really well. And then William Jackson Harper is of course Chidi in The Good Place.
Yeah, so, she was on Palm Springs, and the movie is from the same producers of Palm Springs. The one in December.
That's
That's Groundhog Day.
Okay.
Story.
Yeah, that could count as a dark comedy.
And that's the thing, comedy and dark comedy. It goes to that whole thing. This is comedy. Why? Because it's funny. Why it's funny? Because they telling you it's funny, and in some of the cases it's not. So some producers, some filmmakers, and even some studios will stamp something like some shows, and you know that like for the whole Emmys and Golden Globes, they will stamp as a comedy, but it's not funny. It has comedic elements, but you know,
but as a whole,
you might have comedic elements on a funeral. It doesn't mean a funeral is funny, you know.
Do you want a comedic funeral?
Do
I need to make note of this?
I'll be dead, so I don't care.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it's like the concept is I guess is what it has the most. If it has more tragedy, it's a tragedy. If it has more comedy, it's a comedy.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like comedy. They go for it, and I know some do for the awards, for the award season, and to try to get some, because you know, and also because I attract people, because people want to laugh.
It's true, and I think sometimes, and comedy also isn't always successful. I think sometimes you might go for a comedy, it's just not funny, like that.
A dark comedy.
What We Do in the Shadows.
There you go.
So dark.
That's a comedy.
So freaking hilarious. But no, what was that one with? And now I can't even remember her name. Kristen Bell. And it was like the girl in the window across the...
Oh my god, the name was ridiculous.
Yeah, like it seemed like they were going for dark comedy, but it just wasn't. I didn't find it funny.
You know how joke is what's the elements? I can't remember now. It's there's the punch, but before that there's a setup, right?
Yeah.
That show was full of setups. When it would come the punch. And many times I say, that would be fun if they do that. They never did. So
they did, and then suddenly there'd be punchlines,
so it was
but like
anti-funny.
Yeah. So I guess the moral of the story is that dark comedy is a tricky thing to get, and some people get it so well, and other people just, or some people achieve that, and others just like totally miss the mark. So we'll see with this.
Raimi does a lot of dark comedy elements. He does on the Multiverse of Madness, the Doctor Strange movie.
Sure.
He did that on Evil Dead.
Yeah.
But still, with all we see on Doctor Strange, I'm not sure if we could call that a dark comedy.
I would not.
Or a comedy. You know?
No.
You know,
that was not a comedy.
But
that's a whole film about like grief and loss
what are you talking about?
and madness. Multiverse of Madness.
It has that, but
Yeah.
but it has a lot of comedic dark moments.
Sure. But like, what's your takeaway from it?
But you do
When you walk away from that, are you like, man, that was hilarious? Or you're like, man, that was...
But the way you're
dark.
saying it, there was a very dramatic movie.
It was. I don't know, Wanda...
Okay.
It was... I thought it was pretty dramatic.
In January, it's nominated for Best Picture by the Academy Awards.
Well, I don't say it's that dramatic. Dramatic doesn't mean like awards worthy
I know,
or Oscar bait, but like there were some big feelings. To put this in kindergartner speak, this movie deals with some big feelings and how some people handle those big feelings well and how some people don't.
Sure.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyways, The Resort coming to Peacock. July 28th. And this is a series. And then there's a film coming September 30th that looks dark comedy, but it looks so funny. It's called See How They Run. And
What's so dark there?
Well, it's about murder.
So
Murder's dark. There's no like, yay, murder. Yeah, no murder.
So people dying on Mel Brooks movies makes it dark?
It's a little macabre. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe there's a better word for this. I'm not thinking macabre. Maybe
Macabre is way
twisted.
too hard for it.
Okay.
Twisted. I would say it's, anyways, exaggerated. Irreverent, sure, yeah. Okay. Anyways, this movie is called See How They Run. Mm-hmm. It has a very interesting, good cast.
Yeah.
And the trailer is like Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse.
Wait?
Saoirse Ronan.
That's how I pronounce it?
I am sure about this one because I've watched many video clips of her explaining how to say
Where's
her name.
that from?
Ireland. You know,
Oh.
because she's Irish.
Okay. So, can you say it again?
Saoirse.
Saoirse.
Yeah, just like it's spelled.
Saoirse.
Yeah.
Ronan.
Saoirse.
Miss
Saoirse.
Ronan. Who else we see? Sam
Rockwell.
They seem to be the main duo investigators. Mm-hmm. Also, we see Adrian Brody. We see Daniel Olajuwon. Mm-hmm. That's how we say.
Well, we don't have that written down.
Okay.
And his name I have to see written down.
Olajuwon. Daniel Olajuwon. Now I can't remember.
We're just embarrassing ourselves
now. I can't remember
now.
if his name is actually Daniel. It's probably Ronald.
It might be David.
You're right. David Olajuwon. Oscar winner, David Olajuwon.
I know, he's so good, and I'm just feeling really bad at what we've just done to his name.
Anyways, great cast.
Yeah.
And the trailer delivers like, hey, this looks funny. Gosh. It looks like talking a lot about funny stuff tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And what's not really funny. It looks like what's the bucket? Wes Anderson movie, but it is actually funny.
I was getting some really strong, like, Agatha Christie type vibes from it. At least, like, the format. There's a murder, takes place in a theater, and so everybody who's there becomes a suspect, but also a potential next victim.
Yes.
So Agatha Christie uses this a lot.
Yeah.
And it's great. Another formula that doesn't disappoint.
One of the reasons why it's so funny is because Saoirse Ronan, that's one of the investigators. Yeah. She accuses and she tackles people.
Yeah.
You know, like when you see Death on the Nile or Orient Express. Orient Express. And we see that Poirot. He accuses it, and he never misses it. He's always wrong. He's always right. And this girl is like on the trailer, she already missed it like 3 times.
Yeah, well, he always waits until the very end. He's put together all of his facts, and then he does a dramatic presentation. Yeah. She hears like half a sentence, and is like, "You're under arrest."
Yes.
And Sam Rockwell is like the tired detective who's like, "Oh my gosh, no."
That's what it doesn't show us. He might be super smart. He might be a pro Sherlock Holmes, and she's a crazy Watson. Who knows?
It could be, but he just seems kind of like jaded, fatigued, less enthusiastic. Whereas Saoirse's like, we're gonna get the bad guys.
Yeah, but great cast, great talent, and a very interesting story. Very the the costumes look very well done. The scenarios, the locations. So and even the lights. At some moments of the trailer, it reminds me of Wes Anderson, but funny. And some Wes Anderson might want to kill me now because they say it's hilarious. And Wes Anderson is not for everybody.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Humor is really subjective.
But it's almost like it's only for him. It's like it's like it's funny for look how funny I made this.
Yeah.
And people that agree with him. What was we were watching? Oh, we were watching this new show on Apple called Loot with Maya Rudolph. She goes to a restaurant to meet some friends, and one of them has a perfume, and she passes around for them to smell. And
everyone's like, "I love this.
The person that's
this
giving
is great. You are brilliant."
Loves it, and some of the friends, most of the friends says they love it. But comes my Rudolph character, and it's like
she's like gagging.
What?
It's so strong.
Yeah, that's what Wes Anderson's like. Normal people were like, what? Anyways.
David Olayowo.
Yeah, Olayowo.
I've been practicing in my head. It still sounds wrong.
Anyways.
So I'm sorry, David.
See how they run. You're going to see all these people.
Yeah.
It sounds good. It's when it comes out?
September 30th.
When? Where?
On theater?
On theaters everywhere.
I
think it's a theater one.
I think it's a theater one. I hope it is. This looks like a good one. All right, let's go to some of the business side of Hollywood. The Disney board has extended Bob Chapek's contract by 3 years. So I guess they're happy with the direction he's going.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy and messes there. Even one of the heirs, I think, I can't remember if it was Abigail was the other one. One of the Disney descendants. Well, there was rumors that she would try to take him down.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, the damage is done, but he's gonna stay for 3 years. They finally renewed. There was a long battle, and he was involved in controversy. He was fighting the state of Florida. Disney is taking sides on policies that go against not only, in this case, the state of Florida, but goes against the fans. And because let's get it Lightyear as an example. If you make something that doesn't perform, it makes less money. Making less money will affect the stockholders. So he's basically making enemies everywhere. But he remains. He's gonna be the CEO for at least 3 years, or more or less. Yeah.
I'll find out. In the meantime, Clarence Thomas is one of the conservative justices on the U.S. Supreme Court. He says he wants to make it easier to sue for defamation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's a great thing.
It's what happens is the way the media portray. Let's get the kid. Or once the kid, Kyle Rittenhouse, right? He was being accused of being a murderer and a white supremacist and all sorts of worse things. He was acquitted. Nobody apologized, and some people even doubled down on it. So it is in that kind of situation that he thinks is, because powerful media has the power to say anything, and when they wrong,
I suppose.
And when they wrong, they might say, hey, like put a little note or a tweet.
Yeah.
Not doing like hours of material when you want to. Tell something bad about someone, but when we made a mistake. Next on news, we're gonna talk about the weather. So it's considering all that.
Which is okay. So there's definitely valid concerns there. I just get nervous anytime we come close to anything that could possibly hinder free speech. It's
yeah. It's
more. I think we have reason to be wary.
It's more about
you have a really good point.
More about consequences of the use of free speech.
And I guess this remains in like civil courts, like lawsuits, and not like encoded in federal law or state law,
no.
which is different.
Yeah, I mean, there's no case. He was going about it, but
yeah. I don't know. Just be careful.
Yeah, and even when they pay. It's so interesting. When the media miswrong you, or the media wrongs you, says something wrong about you that might destroy reputation, destroy your family, and even your place where you live, your community.
Yeah.
And they do something wrong, and you sue them, and you win. And even when they win, or even when the damage is done, and when you win against those powerful, or they settle, they pay you, but they make you sign NDAs, so you cannot tell the story, you cannot tell the amount of money. So in some ways, they always win. So considering all that,
okay, that's fair. I still retain my sense of caution, but those are good points. Okay, it looks like Warner Brothers and DC and all that is pretty much done with broadcast television. Maybe
Nexstar, the big broadcast company that owns several of the network companies, the local stations that you might know, you might not know. At the end of the news, it's just like owned by Nexstar company. They are closing the deal to buy CW, the Warner Brothers channel, and
so this is the channel that's given us like really the whole Arrowverse, like the Arrow and Flash and Legends of Tomorrow and all these other shows, Superman and Lois.
And the hot, steamy, and I mean steamy by like sweating hot teenage dramas.
Oh my gosh.
That's like several.
Riverdale is the current one.
Riverdale is the current one. Yeah. But they have Legacies, and they had even Smallville. They always would find an excuse to have Clark without a shirt.
Yeah.
The Arrow and many others.
Yes.
Anyways, so
Stephen Amell climbing the salmon ladder.
Warner Brothers Discovery would be by selling the company, they would be relinquishing the broadcast branch of the company. They still own cable channels, True TV, Discovery, HBO.
Yeah.
And
that's all pretty big. Yeah. HBO especially.
But broadcast over the air for everybody, they would be getting away with it. With some, and that's not super new. The deal is getting close, but there's been a while. There's been talks. One of the consequences that DC shows would the Arrowverse, which is basically all the DC verses on open on broadcast, they would come to an end. Yeah,
which I think we've said before. It's okay. It's time.
Yeah.
It was time actually a couple seasons ago, but that's okay. Okay, the FCC is coming down on TikTok.
TikTok, the Chinese spy. Wait, they're gonna ban us. Oh no, we're not on TikTok. Yeah. So we said, the Chinese spy app that is feared by some, and some people don't care. The FCC is proving some of those fears, right? And they requested Apple and Google to stop selling on their store. Having available because it's free. Yeah. And
So the app, I really enjoy TikTok. There's some great, there's some really good content there, and I haven't really given a whole lot of thought to Chinese companies using my data, which I guess I should. But anyway, the app is still on my phone, still works. I'm still getting new content. So I'm not sure what this is going to mean for the day-to-day user or what this is going to look like, but the FCC is done. I guess time's up for TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok. Okay. It's the best I got right now.
Boom.
Some more behind the scenes drama, from Lena Headey, who's most famous, I think, for playing Queen Saoirse on Game of Thrones.
She was Sarah Connor in Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yes, and also she's in the 300, right?
Yes,
she's his wife.
She's Queen. Yes. She's not in the book, I think, but yeah, she was a good addition to the movie.
Yeah, she was a Spartan Women or something else. But her talent agency is actually suing her for a bunch of money. So she'd been hired and shot scenes for Thor: Love and Thunder, but then those scenes got cut. so she's not appearing in that at all. But I guess her agency is saying that she hasn't paid them their cut from this film and from others, and so she's getting sued for a lot.
The lawsuit is actually how we found out she wasn't Thor and Love and Thunder. Well, someone else is on Thor and Love and Thunder, or was, is Peter Dinklage, her fellow companion on Game of Thrones, and Jeff Goldblum, that was on the previous Thor as the Game Master.
Yes.
Game Master? Is that?
Yeah.
Is that
so.
Oh,
that sounds right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Such a great role for him because it's like not even a role. It's just like, hey Jeff, just walk around and be yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, I guess it's so good he makes it look that easy.
But like when we saw him at FanX, my whole thought was like, oh, he wasn't really acting there. Like he was just like that's the vibe he gives off. It's kind of like anyway. Yeah. He's kooky. We'll see how the lawsuit goes, and hopefully everything works out well because she's a great actress, and I'd love to see her in more. But it is ironic that a Lannister is supposed to always pay their debts. And it sounds like, and really, if one of the lawyers doesn't bring that up, like somehow make some sort of like sly reference, what are they even doing? Okay. Speaking of lawyers and court drama. Johnny Depp is moving on, and he's been offered an insane amount of money to come back to Pirates.
How much?
$301 million.
Yeah, I was like, why one? I guess if by the inflation, he needs one million to fill his gas tank.
That's the cost of living.
Yeah.
Raise. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. Pirates. The first trilogy was fun. It was really good. The
first movie is flawless.
The fourth one was like a drop.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you. I still didn't see the fifth one.
No, and I don't really care.
Yeah.
My current running theory is that maybe Bruckheimer, maybe somebody on the crew still has a piece of that Aztec gold, and that's why the franchise simply won't die because it can't die until that and the blood debt have been repaid. So, we'll see. So yeah, that's just a bonkers amount of money. Okay, what's going on with Alec Baldwin and Woody Allen? And
two of the good examples of character and being good people.
Hashtag sarcasm
in Hollywood. You know, one killed someone. No matter what you said, he killed someone.
Yeah.
And one is accused of all sorts of terrible things towards not only children but a young woman. Anyways, now that you know the terrible people we're going to talk about, Alec Baldwin is going to, I think he already did, he's going to interview Woody Allen.
Oh.
And he was like, I don't care what you say, I'm going to interview. I was like, yeah, you're just proving the point that, you know, if you were interviewing someone really well, someone really good, nobody would say anything, and you would not be saying that. So, anyways, it just proved that they terrible people. But from that interview, we learned that Woody Allen is gonna retire, and he's gonna direct his 50th film in Paris, and his journey. He said he was. It doesn't do it for him anymore. Yeah, maybe it's because everybody hates him. Who knows? But yeah.
All right.
There's that.
That sounds like something we won't watch.
Yeah.
And it'll have very little impact on the world. Cool. Okay. Warner announced a digital.
Oh, you know, I can't. Like Hollywood is so good to go. He might be nominated for an Oscar for whatever crap he's making next.
It could be. Although after that documentary, I'm hoping that they don't. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. So Warner is releasing a digital copy of Justice League.
Yes.
And Zack Snyder, he's at it again.
Warner released the Snyder Cut, the Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max. Worldwide, they released the version, the Blu-ray 4K version of that for people to buy, but they didn't release a digital version until now. In fact, it's gonna be July 19th, I think. And one of the posts for it was 3 logos of the Justice League, golden, silver, bronze, and it says 1, 2, 3. And a lot of people say, I get that hint. And we saw Zack Snyder liking those, talking about the hands. So he's having a blast. If the movie happens, he's gonna make it, and he's gonna be happy about it. And even if they don't make it, to see the love of the fans and the expectation, I'm pretty sure it makes him happy too. Yeah.
Oh, it's got to.
But yeah, there's no facts about it. It's just fans, but that it's a spark that
yes, that lights the flame.
Yeah,
that gives us hope.
And how the Snyder fans, the DC fans, go for it, and they make it happen. And they made Oscars happen.
Yeah.
And some people were talking how. But it's it's actually a good thing, they did it, it's like nobody else did it, so why are you blaming the people that did it? Anyways, and they made the Snyder cut happened, and we can make many more. So hashtag restore the Snyderverse is still alive and strong.
Yes. Especially
some rumors that Zaslav and the new Discovery Warner Brothers president, that he was there's a lot of rumors that he would scratch a lot, and the fact that they're selling CW, it kind of corroborates with that. But they would scratch a lot and focus on like Superman, Henry Cavill, and from that on, because they have Superman. Superman wants to be Superman. The people want Superman to be Superman. So all that together, it's just seems silly and kind of idiotic that Warner had to be bought for someone to do that.
Whatever it takes to get us where we need to be. And restoring the Snyderverse is where we need to be. All right, let's talk about some casting and some upcoming shows and series and deals and all that. The Righteous Gemstones has been a wild ride of a series on HBO Max. Season 3 is coming sometime, but they've added a couple of cool actors to the show.
Yeah, Steve Zahn, that we saw last on White Lotus.
Yes.
And Kristen Johnson, that we remember from Mom, but she also on Third Rock from the Sun, and many other comedic stuff.
Yeah, so they both have an energy that I think is really going to mesh well with what's been happening on The Righteous Gemstones. Like I said, it's been a wild ride, so catch up now. It's on HBO Max. And we'll see when season 3 comes out. The Russo brothers are working on a new film called Electric Slate at Netflix.
With Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah,
it sounds like Millie is going to be the lead in this film. She's going to be a wandering teenage orphan with robot friends in a sort of dystopian, futuristic Western type thing, looking for her little brother. It sounds interesting and delightful. Again, no release date. This is very early in the process, but yeah, be looking for that. Sylvester Stallone just got Paramount, just sold a series. What's happening with Sly and Paramount?
He got the rights for this Korean show, and he's gonna produce on Peacock. Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus, yeah.
Paramount Plus.
It's the P's.
Yeah, it's it looks good, and let's see how it's gonna be made. The English version to come.
Yeah, the title is The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil.
Yeah.
Ooh. So that looks cool. Okay, Baz Luhrmann. This is something new that I haven't seen before. So Baz Luhrmann, back in 2008, made this film called Australia, starring Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman, which is crazy because they're actually Australian, but they never play Australians. So anyways, he's apparently, at the time, he shot some different endings. And so now he's taking the film, re-editing all that footage into a 6-episode miniseries for Hulu.
Yes.
Or Disney Plus if you're in Australia.
The movie... Wait. Okay.
Just...
They don't have Hulu there?
I'm not sure how it's working. Just I read, and because we have an audience all over the world, I just want to throw that in there.
Okay. The movie was long. I think it was like 3 hours or more. It was good, even though it was kind of a flop. But yeah, there's another chance to see a different version of it, split in chapters and with a different ending.
Yeah.
And you know,
interesting.
there's always some good marketing there because people say, "Hey, I need to watch the original one to see the original ending."
Yeah, I'm curious about the differences.
New ending.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
So we'll check that out. Okay, Rebecca Romijn is currently on Strange New World. She's playing number 1, absolutely killing it. And she and her husband, husband Jerry O'Connell are going to be co-hosting a CBS show called The Real Love Boat.
Yeah.
This is coming October 5th. It's supposed to be kind of in between, like Survivor and The Amazing Race or something. Anyway.
I don't know. Fun fact, they worked together before in, I think it's The Death of Superman. He's Superman and she's Lois. And some other DC animations. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So this is it's based on like the old series The Love Boat, which follows a cruise ship around. This is taking that concept and turning it into a reality show.
With
like couples and dating.
The Island of Love.
Yeah, but it's on a boat, so it's the real love boat.
Okay.
Anyway, I will definitely not watch that, but I just want to throw in there that I'm becoming a very big Rebecca Romijn fan. She's a very cool person.
Rumjin.
Or at least a cool...
Rumjin.
I looked it up, and it was pronounced Romaine.
Yeah, I remember her name used to be Rebecca Rumjin Stamos. And then I found out that Stamos was Stamos.
Yeah.
She was married to
John Stamos.
John Stamos. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So now it's only Rebecca Romijn or Romaine.
That's what I saw on the Wikipedia page.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I've been...
It's like that Amanda Seyfried.
Oh my god. I picked the wrong hill to die on, and now I'm double checking. I insisted. I was like, babe, I'm so sure it's pronounced Siegfried. I'm 90% sure. And the first video he finds, she's like, I don't get why people say Siegfried. And I was like, I don't either. So I've been practicing and double checking anytime there is a name that I'm not familiar with. Anyway. But watch, I'm going to get this one wrong too. Rebecca, I'm so sorry. You deserve better. Anyways, how about FX? What's happening at FX?
FX, what happens on FX? Oh, The Old Man was renewed for season 2. It looks good. It barely started on Hulu. I was still going to check. Jeff Bridges is always great. And this looks good. Looks intense.
Yeah. Sony is working on Madame Web with Dakota Johnson, and Emma Roberts has joined that project.
Yeah, which my spider sense is like, Emma Roberts? Would her be Gwen?
She definitely has a Gwen vibe.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as they
Emma
announced it,
Stone, Emma Roberts.
Gwen. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, Jason Schwartzman has signed on to the Hunger Games prequel. As possibly an ancestor to Caesar Flickerman.
Yeah, and they do look alike. So, I mean, the
he looks like Stanley Tucci.
Not really, but Stanley Tucci with the fangs.
Yeah.
Is Schwartzman? He wears a mustache sometimes.
Okay.
We saw him. What was this? We saw him lately.
I don't know. This is
on that show. He's on the Gemstones. He was a reporter.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
He's a Coppola kid. He's a Coppola's nephew.
Yes, okay.
But he's done a lot. It's not like, I mean, all the Coppola kids actually did a lot. They might have had started with the help of their uncle or their mothers.
But they've earned their place.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Hollywood is full of that. I just found out today that Maya Hawke is the daughter of Ethan Hawke.
And Uma Thurman.
Yeah. Maya Hawke is Robin on Stranger Things.
Who is probably such a fantastic addition to the show. And yeah, what the heck?
Yeah.
What a pedigree.
Every new character they bring is, even if it's just to die, that kid, the kid Headey on this new season, is really good.
Yeah, I'm worried about him.
Anyways.
About
Stranger Things, there's like bats and poles everywhere that someone's gonna die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we're getting close. Getting close.
It's better than March Madness, folks.
It might be someone big.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's his bucket? A little young John Ralphio. Can't remember his name.
John Ralphio.
Yeah.
Steve.
Steve is getting too old.
Oh, that would no.
And that would be perfect because there's the tragic element that always kicks everybody in the balls, like they did with Bob. Was it Bob?
Yeah.
Sean Austin.
That hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barb, we didn't have enough time to like really get attached to her. Like it was devastating and it was shocking. But like Bob, they brought us along that whole season and we're like, don't you love Bob? Isn't Bob great? Look at all this hope for a normal, stable, happy future. And they're going to get eaten by demigorgons.
They did the same. They did the same thing with Harper.
Yes.
The character evolved and got better. And he has a daughter, and he's overcoming.
Look at Eleven's hope for a normal future.
And then boom, die. So it could be Steve.
Oh, that would be soul crushing.
Yeah, but because he's getting older, all the kids are getting old.
Yeah.
But they're getting like teenage years, and Steve is getting to adult years, which it doesn't fit much of the show because it's a lot about kids. Anyways.
Okay, well, I'm rooting for say early college acceptance or something for Steve.
And that makes sense because he has this love for I can't remember the girl's name. He has this, he wants her back, but she has a love for someone else.
But it's kind of rocky.
Either way, there's one
triangle.
too many, and I think I could totally see it happening. And if anything, hopefully he will die, as a hero.
Oh, there's no question of that.
Better than living long enough to become himself a villain. Anyways.
But he's the opposite. He started as a total douche canoe, and then evolved in the first season to somebody that like we could all rally behind.
Yeah.
Which, oh man. What a show. What a cast of characters. Okay, Carol Burnett is going to join the final season of Better Call Saul. In her words, I am so excited to join my favorite show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about old television and movie legends. Shirley MacLaine is on the new season of Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah. And she's got an interesting role, too.
Yep.
Yeah. Godzilla vs. Kong is getting a sequel sometime in 2024. And Dune 2 has been pushed to November of 2023.
Okay.
So still happening, but just got pushed. And last but not least, George Lucasing has become a verb.
Yeah, which is making epic Star Wars rock operas about sci-fi fantasy. Is that it?
No, it's going back to re-edit and tweak and put and polish up already released work. So the Duffer Brothers, creators of Stranger Things, after some rumors and all this other stuff came out and said they have actually gone back at least to season 4 and edited some visual effects after it was already released on Netflix. And Netflix was like, I don't know, like we've already released it. This is kind of weird. And they said, why not? Let's try it. In their words, they're George Lucasing, which and Lucas is notorious for going back and like there's so many different versions of the original trilogy. And anyway, so it's now officially a verb.
One is for the sake of the good storytelling. One is to adjust things for audiences to have a better experience. I totally agree. Technology that to be used. One is like just cut. We're gonna cut this scene from this movie or this show because now someone get offended, and they did that several times. With The Office, there's a scene there's someone doing blackface, and after so many years, the show it's a joke. And in many ways, in her whole
and they go out of their way in the show to say like, "No, Dwight, this is wrong.
Yes,
you can't do this."
It's not justifying or what's the word for
Well, now that you asked, I can't think of words. It's not an endorsement.
It's not endorsing or supporting that kind of behavior. It's a joke. It's a crazy joke. Like there's so many other crazy jokes. That's what she said. There's like Steve Carell himself said that today it's probably never gonna. Never would roll.
No, Michael Scott is just like one long HR nightmare until he meets Holly Flax, and then it gets worse for a little bit, and then they get married, and it's okay.
Yeah. So it's when they do that for because we change, something is offensive now, later might not, and then vice versa, and then the pieces of art we have are like cut and recut to the point that it's like, leave it alone. And like Paramount announced, if you don't watch it, watch it. If you don't, don't. It's Anyways, I was just about to mention Rowan Atkinson. I mentioned this week that he's on a new show about a bee, right?
Yes, which I think is his stand-up is incredible. Get on YouTube and find his stand-up. But he do a bit in his stand-up about a guy with a bee where he's just like miming a bee. Anyway, so I think this is like taking that concept and turning it into a whole movie. Okay.
It's very physical comedy because the bee doesn't need to be there. He can do it entirely.
Yeah. And that's what Rowan Atkinson does like nobody else. Is like, because like Mr. Bean says like 2 words maybe. Right? He doesn't talk.
Oh, and his movie is hilarious because he goes to France, to the beaches in France. And every time he's in a restaurant, someone helps him. He's like, "Gracias." Anyways, he was one mentioned this week that comedy has this aspect to offend, and it's deal with it. Otherwise, you're gonna be watching Wes Anderson or some shows that they tell you they're funny, but are they funny because they tell you, or are they funny because we talked about it. So I guess we're gonna stop here because it's stop being funny. And we see you next week. We're gonna see Thor next week.
Yeah, July 7th,
God
right?
of Thunder.
Yes.
And thunder and love and thunder all together.
Yeah.
And it
looks so fun.
Good. It seems fun. I hope it's good.
At the very it might not be
Ragnarok,
even if it's not.
Kind of there was some stuff that was like, I hope this one, because it sounds like it would be Chris last. Because I saw him in interviews saying that I want to do as many more, because he likes the character, he likes the work, and it's like money. Who doesn't? So I hope for everybody's sake that this one they get it right. But we'll see next week. So may the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.